I transformed my 25-year-old older sister from this to this completely naturally, improving the bloating within her face, resetting her fascia, her movement, and her hormones, restoring her jawline, making her appear healthier, and as a byproduct, becoming the best version of herself, proving yet again that if someone tackles the actual root cause, which is their health, they can improve their looks at any age and at any time. And if you want even more proof to back this up, and if you don't know who I am, my name is Oscar Patel. I transformed my own self from this to this, fixing a host of health issues like sleep apnea, asthma, dandruff, acne, an overbite, crooked teeth, forward head posture, the list goes on, and I improved all of this completely naturally. And I've done the exact same thing for thousands of other people. Cue the transformations. I interned at Myofunctional Institutes, and I'm launching my own scientific research project this year. So without further ado, let's break down exactly how my sister transformed from this to this with 2 simple steps and some information that you yourself can apply. And I'll provide some exact advice that you can take away to apply this into your life and completely crush it right now. Step 1 was allowing the body to detoxify through the mechanisms of lymphatic drainage, through the mechanisms of the fascia. She was able to release stored toxins she'd built up from previously slightly unhealthy habits, and as a result, drain this fluid out of her body, improve her movement, her breathing, and also sharpen her face a bit more. Even though, for the record, and I'm not being held at gunpoint to say this, my sister was always beautiful and she did generally have good myofunctional habits growing up, much better than me. So how did we do that? Well, let me break it down for you people. Well, firstly, we need to understand how this works. The fascia is a layer of connective tissue that runs throughout the entire body and is the largest sensory organ. And if it's dehydrated, this ruins every single process. It leads to slight forward head posture. It prevents the teeth from touching, the tongue from resting against the roof of the mouth, the tendon on the top of your foot from activating. And when you have all of these missing pieces, you don't have this electricity that runs throughout your entire body. If your right shoulder moves, this shortens your bottom left hip. Everything is interconnected, and this is what we tackled. We focused on rolling out the body with a fascial ball to release the adhesions stuck within her. We recorrected the way that she walked, making sure that the heel was flicking away, making sure that the tendon on the top of her foot was activated. And we also tackled this by releasing the most important point of fascia in the upper body, the tongue. We stretched her tongue tie so that she could apply more pressure on the roof of her mouth. She'd previously had Invisalign, which had slightly narrowed her palate, so we were able to tackle that by releasing the fascia in the mouth and on the palate. This created the mechanisms for her palate to then slightly expand, for her face to develop upwards and forwards, and for her breathing and posture to open up. The most effective exercise that we did was the tongue tie stretch, where she said the letter T, put her tongue at that T spot, and then resisted backwards with her finger, creating a direct stretch on the tongue tie. And if you didn't know this, your tongue tie is literally just a ball of fascia. People get tongue tie surgery, they get procedures to remove it, but this can be loosened completely naturally if you just tackle the root cause, if you stretch it and you work with your own nervous system. And obviously there were things like thumb pulling. However, those were the most important movers for her, but nothing in comparison to step 2. We did a full reset with her entire health. We nailed her circadian rhythm to reset the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which you don't need to know the name of, but we fixed the systems within her body so that everything could function perfectly. If you do not get exposed to the sun at the right time, then your body will not have the correct signal to spike the correct hormones. When the hormones don't function properly, other systems get alerted, and this literally causes the face to store extra water retention, the body to become slightly bloated, and also further hinders and dehydrates the fascia. We fixed her gut health completely by resetting her breathing, allowing her rib cage to expand properly. When the rib cage expands properly, this improves digestion, and along with this, we reset her diet, cutting out processed foods, of course, but going into a lot more depth with timings, with when to consume things, and drastically increasing the amount of fat she was consuming, cutting out things like oat milk, which are obviously a complete joke. And this helped tackle the root cause of previous issues like PCOS she was facing. But most importantly and finally, I'm gonna drop some gold dust for everyone who take her breathing and a specific protocol based off of her own palate shape where she stores these adhesions, and how she moves, we developed to reset her nervous system and allow everything else to be catalyzed. If you want more information, if you want a transformation like the thousands of others on the screen, you're more than welcome to scan the QR code on the screen and check out my private community. My sister is actually an accountability coach within it. If you're a woman and you want to speak to a female, join and message my sister directly for support, and every single person, regardless of background, will be sorted. That is the structure of the community. That is why we are the #1 health-based paid community in the world. I know I need to stop waffling about the community, but I just know that people need structure, you need a routine, you need accountability, and you need to go for it if you really want to take action. This is the highest ROI aspect of your life. You'll breathe better, sleep deeper, have more energy, and become the best version of yourself in every aspect. And by the way, I don't know why I'm still going, but for those of you that survive that waffle, I'm actually going to give you a bit of gold dust. If you want to perform the base Buteyko breathing, here is exactly how you can do it. Breathe in through your nose for 1 second, hold for 1 second, slowly breathe all of that air out, and then when you breathe all of the air out, hold your breath, repeat the cycle for 2 to 3 minutes straight. Do that every single morning. You'll improve nitric oxide uptake, you'll loosen the sutures, and even develop your face. Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful. Now it's your turn to have a great transformation. Health is looks.